The new Draco V4 is probably the best race in Blox fruits at the moment, but it is relatively complicated on how to unlock this new race, so today we're going to go over it. Let's get into it. Alright, so before we get started, there are two requirements that you must complete before you can actually start this quest. The first is being in the 3rd sea. As long as you're in the 3rd sea, you will be ready to go, and the second one is to have the Dragon Talon fighting style at 500 mastery, and then once you've done those two things, you're ready to start the quest. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is come to Hydra Island, come to the tippity top where you see this massive dojo area, and then you want to come across to the right side over here, and there will be this massive Dragon Talon fighting style kind of dojo thing. This is where you basically do the entire quest. Alright, so this person right here, the Dojo trainer, is very, very important. This is where you need the Dragon Talon at 500 mastery, because if you don't have Dragon Talon at 500 mastery, you will not be able to talk to this guy and unlock all the different belts. Alright, so the belts are a little bit annoying to unlock, but I'm going to cover how to unlock all 8 of them right now. So starting with the very first belt, the white belt. Basically, all you have to do for this belt is go kill 20 NPCs that are around your level. What I recommend you do is you click on this thing right here, the compass, click track, and then basically go to where your compass is telling you to go and defeat those enemies right there. If I was to go across to this quest giver and get any of these 2 quests and kill these NPCs, once I killed 20 of them, I would have completed the first belt, which is the white belt. The next belt this dojo trainer will ask you to complete is going to be the yellow belt, and this one is basically just killing 5 sea entities. Now, there is a little bit of confusion here, so let me cover that real quick. Basically, all you need to do for this quest is grab yourself a boat, and all you want to do once you grab yourself a boat is head into these danger level zones. As you can see, I'm starting to head into the danger level zones. Now, all you need to do here is kill 5 sea entities. Unfortunately, for some reason, sea beasts do not work, so don't kill the sea beasts, just kill other things. It can literally be anything. You can kill 5 sharks or 5 electric piranhas, and it will count towards the yellow belt progression, so just make sure you're doing that. Literally anything will work except sea beasts. Do not do those. After that, you will be up to the orange belt. Now, the orange belt is relatively easy to do. What I recommend you do is head to the Turtle Mansion on the 3rd sea. You can also do this in the 2nd sea as well, because all you need to do is sit down at one of these tables and trade a single fruit to someone else. It can be any fruit. It can be a rocket fruit. It can be a spin. It can be a blade. Does not matter as long as you trade one singular fruit to someone else. So what I recommend you do is just give away a fruit to someone, a friend, whatever it may be, another account. Who cares? That will complete the orange belt quest. Now, at this point, because you've completed 3 of the 8 belts, you will be put on a cooldown. Yes, there is a really annoying cooldown phase during this. Basically, once you complete 3 belts, you have to wait 12 hours before you can do another 3, and so forth. It's very, very irritating, so you'll have to do this over the process of probably about 2 days. But once you've completed that, you can start on the green belt, which is next. All you want to do for that is head across to Tiki Outpost, simply come back and get yourself a boat, and you basically want to drive that boat all the way until you get to the danger level 4 to 6 zone. Once you are in the danger level 4 zone, all you have to do is just stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, and that will complete the level 4 green belt. After that, we have ourselves the blue belt. Now, this one is pretty simple as well. You're going to need a friend or another account, but basically all you have to do is head your way back to Turtle Mansion or enter into the 2nd Sea Cafe, and you just want to roll yourself a fruit from the Blox fruit gacha. Now, I'm currently on cooldown, but once you have this fruit, all you need to do is drop it to your friend, have them drop it back to you, and that is it. You have completed the blue belt. Alright, so after that, we have the purple belt. Now, this one is pretty easy. You don't need anyone for it. All you want to do is head to the Sea Castle, go speak to this guy right here, and basically just kill 3 different elites. It's really simple. Just kill 3 different elites and you will complete yourself the purple belt. Now, after that, unfortunately, we have to enter that really annoying cooldown period once again. You basically have to just wait another 12 hours before you can do the last final 2 belts, which will be the red and the black belt. Alright, so once you have waited your 12 hours, all you need to do now is complete the red belt. Now, the red belt is relatively easy. Once again, we are heading back to Tiki Outpost, and we are getting ourselves a boat. So, just simply head down here, grab any kind of boat you would like, and basically, you're just going to head all the way out into the sea, and this is where you're going to look for a terror shark or a rumbling water. Find either one of them and defeat them, and you will complete yourself the red belt. Okay, last but not least, we are now going and completing the final belt, which will be the black belt. Now, once again, we're heading back to Tiki Outpost, and we are going and grabbing ourselves a boat. Doesn't matter what boat you grab, because we are going to look for the prehistoric island. This is a new sea event they added in this update, and it is really annoying to find. And that's because in order to find the prehistoric island, you're going to need something called a volcanic magnet. Now, in order to craft a volcanic magnet, simply head into the back room all the way over here and speak to the dragon hunter. Now, once you speak to this guy, the dragon hunter will have a craft option. Basically, once you click craft, you'll see volcanic magnet here, you'll see some blaze embers that you need to collect, and you'll also see some scrap. So let's go over how to get these items. Alright, so the first thing that you'll need is the scrap. You'll need 10 scrap. Now, in order to get scrap in the third sea, all you need to do is come across to Port Town, and you can farm these pirates here. These pirate millionaires will have a chance to drop scrap. Now, it's not the easiest material in the world to get from these guys. There is actually a much faster way to get, which I'll show now. Now, the fastest way to gain yourself some scrap metal in case you do need some of it is to come back to the first sea and come to the pirate village. Because you're a high level, you should be able to just one-shot these NPCs all here, and every NPC on this island can drop yourself some scrap metal. As you can see, I got some there. Even the brutes at the back of the island can drop you some, so make sure you just kill a bunch of NPCs here, get yourself some scrap metal, and then you can go back to the third sea. Alright, so the second material you need is going to be blaze embers. So once again, talk to the dragon hunter and click on the hunt option. Click sure, and then he will basically give you one of 3 different quests. They're very simple. It's either kill some enemy or just destroy some trees. I got this one, defeat 3 Hydra enforcers, which is really simple. All the quests are done really close anyway, so you don't have to go very far for them. But if you got this one, the Hydra enforcers are over here, as you can see. And all I would have to do is basically kill these NPCs like this. And a little ember will spawn. I can chase that ember and just grab it like that. And there we go. We've got 1 blaze ember. By the end of the quest, you should have 3. And you just have to keep completing the quest until you get 15 different blaze embers. After that, you should be able to craft yourself the volcanic magnet. And then you can get hunted for the prehistoric island. Now, how do you actually find Prehistoric Island? Well, it is actually relatively simple in concept. All you have to do is get a boat and head out to the level 6 zone or the danger level question mark zone and basically hunt around there until you find the island. Now, it is similar to that of the Leviathan's frozen dimension. It is really hard to find, unfortunately. It does take a little while. I would say it's slightly easier than Leviathan, but still pretty rare. Now, once you do find the island, in order to complete the last belt, you need to finish the event on the island. So you'll need to go up to the T-Rex skull, start the event, and have someone control the pressure while you keep the golems away from destroying the T-Rex head. And that is basically it. Once you've done that, you have completed all of the belts and you are done with this part of the quest line. Alright, so now that you have found yourself the prehistoric island, you're gonna have to find another one. I know, it's very annoying. You're gonna be finding a lot of them, so get used to it, okay? So, once you have completed the black belt, basically you need to head back out to sea and get yourself another prehistoric island and collect yourself a dragon egg. Now, once you complete the event on the island, dragon eggs will basically spawn everywhere on the islands. You can pick up 1 at a time per prehistoric island. So, once you pick up yourself a dragon egg, you want to head yourself into this dojo and go up to this guy, the dragon wizard. This guy will basically give you the version number 1 of the race, and there you go. You've unlocked the Draco V1. Now you've got to unlock V2, V3, and finally V4. Okay, so let's go over how to do that. Alright, so unlocking the race V2 is kind of annoying because there is actually a new requirement for getting this race V2. You need to be level 2000. So if you're not level 2000, you will not be able to do the race V2 quite yet. Alright, so I'm going to assume that you are level 2000. Basically, you want to go and talk to this dragon wizard right here, and he will tell you that you need to go and collect some fire flowers from some NPCs. Now, he doesn't actually tell you that not every NPC drops these fire flowers, which is really, really annoying. So I'm going to show you the NPCs that do drop them and how I did it personally. So let's go. All right, so the NPCs that I use to collect the fire flowers are the fish raiders right here. They spawn at the Total Mention, the entrance kind of to this entire island. you can kill these guys right here, the Fisherman Raiders. Now, these guys, as I know it, are basically one of the only NPCs that drop the flowers. Now, there are a few more, but these are the ones I killed, so I just recommend you do this NPC. Now, the fire flowers themselves are pretty easy to get. They're not very hard to drop. They take like maybe 5 minutes to get a flower, and you only need like 5 of them. Now, I just want you guys to know that there is actually a 5-minute cooldown when you do get a fire flower. So let's say I kill this NPC, he drops a fire flower. I then need to wait 5 minutes before I can get another fire flower, no matter how many NPCs I kill within that 5 minutes. So just bear that in mind. You know, you gotta wait a little bit. But basically, once you collect all your fire flowers, you could simply head back into here and speak with the Dragon Wizard, and you will be able to get yourself the Race V2 for Draco. Alright, so Draco V3 is actually relatively easy to unlock, but there is another secret requirement, just like V2, that not a lot of people know about, and not a lot of people talk about, so I'm gonna go over it. Over at the Total Mansion, if you actually come all the way over here, there's this little special quest that you can actually grab all the way up this tippity top in this tree. This right here is the Horned Man. Now, you need to complete this quest in order to get the next part of the quest done and ready to go. Otherwise, if you try to complete the V3 quest while this is not done, it won't work. So make sure you do this quest. I will leave a video in the description or the comment section below pinned in order to do this quest, so just go watch that video first, get this quest out of the way, and you'll have no issues. Alright, so now we're ready to go actually do the V3. So once again, go talk to the wizard or the dragon wizard once again, and all you have to do is go defeat a Terror Shark. So get on your boat, go to the level 5 or 6 danger zone, find a Terror Shark and kill it. It's really not that difficult, so yeah, good luck. After that, you can speak to the Dragon Wizard again, and for 3,000 or 3 million berries, should I say, you can buy yourself the version number 3 of this race. Now, this is where things get a little bit more complicated and a lot harder, because this is where you're going to unlock the version number 4 and the final version for this race. So let's go over it. Alright, so now that you want to do the version number 4 of the Draco race, you're going to need 2 items. Well, particularly weapons. You're going to need something called the Dragon Heart right here, and you're going to need a gun called the Dragon Storm. And you're going to need both of these things at 500 mastery, which is very annoying and takes a very long time. So let's go over how to get the weapons. First step is to complete the belts, which you have done, so good luck. You can now move on to the next part, which is to craft the weapons. You go to the craft section, you go to Dragon Heart. This is the spear. This is what you need. You need dragon bones. Now, you can get these dragon bones when you complete the prehistoric island. As you can see, they kind of fall from the sky, and you can just collect and gobble them up. And you only need like a little bit, so you don't need too many of these, so just collect some, and you should be able to get yourself the Dragon Heart relatively quickly. You're also going to need some blaze embers, and you're going to need a dragon egg again, so make sure you get your hands on another dragon egg, which means you're going to have to go find Prehistoric Island quite a lot for these 2 weapons. And the other weapon is the Dragon Storm. You're going to need 10 bones again. You're going to need some dragon scales, which are very easy to get. I'll show you how to get those in a second. And you're going to need 2 eggs this time and more blaze embers. In order to get dragon scales, basically just come behind the back where the boss spawns on the island. Use your observation hotkey and just travel all the way down here, and you'll get to where these like NPCs are down the bottom. Basically, just kill these dragon crew warriors, and they have a small chance to drop the dragon scales, so they're pretty easy. It probably take 20 minutes to get all the dragon scales you need. Alright, so this next step is pretty annoying. You're gonna have to find yourself a Leviathan. Once you have yourself a Leviathan, you're gonna need the Beast Hunter boat as well. Whether you have it or not, you need to have someone in the group that has it. Basically, though, you want to kill the Leviathan like normal. There's nothing else here that you need to do. Just kill the Leviathan, and then make sure to hook the Leviathan heart at the end on the Beast Hunter boat. Once you have the Beast Hunter and the Leviathan heart hooked up, you can then bring it all the way down to Hydra Island. You want to drive into this waterfall like this, and it will basically freeze the entire island. Once you've done that, you want to head up, and you want to go across to the lanterns and light all 3 lanterns. That will then open the gate, and you can head down and basically click on the circle, and it will come up with this really cool holographic thing. After that, you're going to then need to go and find the prehistoric island again, because you're going to have to do the trial chamber. Alright, so once you have found yourself prehistoric island again and have completed the event, basically just head this way until you find this cave, and once you find the cave, you can basically head yourself into the trial chamber. Now, the trial chamber is relatively difficult. If you are on mobile, it is even more so difficult, but let me explain how it works. Alright, so basically there are 3 different relics. There is a green relic, a red relic, and a yellow relic. You need to get all 3 of these relics to the tippity top of the trial chamber, and you only have 5 minutes to do it. So basically, you'll need to use the flying ability of the Draco V2 in order to get to the top of the chamber and basically make your way up using the chains and the little like ledge holder areas that you can jump on throughout the trial chamber. If you don't make it to the top within 5 minutes, you will lose the trial, and every so often lava will rise from the bottom of the trial to the top, and you'll have to stand completely still for a couple seconds to get a protective shield with the relic. Otherwise, you will be sent directly to the bottom of the trial chamber. So just be very careful when you're doing this. Make sure you're watching out for that lava, and you'll be completely fine. Once you get all 3 relics completed and to the top, a gate will open and you will be able to exit out onto Hydra Island again, and then you can simply head up to the dojo, click on the flame, and then the flame will allow you to place 1 ember into it. You will then have to repeat this process multiple times if you wish to max out the V4 for this race. Alright, so as I said, you're going to have to find Prehistoric Island a couple more times in order to get more of these embers, but don't worry, not every single one of these embers is unlocked by finding Prehistoric Island. Some of these, the energy training ones, are unlocked by training the actual race V4. Now, the way the training works is relatively simple. Basically, you head through this gate, you go all the way down here, and you click on this red circle. And basically, you click on training, and it will tell you that it can teach you to become more powerful in this form, and that you need to basically transform up to a certain amount of minutes, and then you will ask you for a ton of fragments, because it will absolutely scam you. There are so many fragments that you need for this race. But guys, after you've found a ton of prehistoric islands, gotten all the embers, and done all the training, you are fully maxed out for the Draco V4. And this race is absolutely insane in PvP. It is seriously one of the best races in the entire game. So I recommend you do take the time and go unlock it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.